Tonight, in one storm, the strong bamboo breaks and the soft reed survives, and I want to show you why. If these calm words reach you, subscribe to Wisdom of the Tao so more people can find a little peace. Now, close your eyes for a moment and picture a dark grove at night. The rain is coming down hard. The wind moves through the trees like something alive. And there, in the middle of it all, stands the tallest bamboo. Thick, proud, older than the rest. It has grown high above the others and it knows it. The wind pushes and the bamboo holds. It will not move. It stands rigid against the storm, gripping the ground, refusing to bend even a little. It has decided that strength means standing firm. So it holds its place and it holds and it holds. Then it comes, a sound like a crack of thunder from inside the wood itself. The proud stalk splits down its length, and the tallest thing in the grove falls, torn open onto the wet earth. Now, look down just beside it. A thin reed, small, almost nothing, the kind of thing you would walk past without a glance. When the same wind hits it, the reed does not fight. It bends all the way down, its tip touching the wet ground, trembling in the dark, and it lives. It stays whole. Why? Why does the mighty one shatter and the small one survive? Hold on to that question, because I think it lives somewhere inside you too. Maybe you know this feeling, the pressure of trying to be strong all the time, holding your ground, never bending, carrying it and telling everyone you are fine. And yet, somewhere inside, there is that quiet sense that it is slowly cracking you. Not all at once, just a little day by day. The way that bamboo held, right up until the moment it could not. Maybe you have felt it. That tightness in the chest at the end of a long day. The exhaustion of being the one who never gets to fall apart. If that is you, take one slow breath here with me. You are allowed to. Lao Tzu saw this a very long time ago. He watched the storms move through the grove, and he wrote something simple and strange. He said, the hard and stiff belong to death, the soft and yielding belong to life. Think about that. Look at the living tree. Its branches are supple. They move. They give. Now snap a dead branch off the ground. It is dry, brittle, stiff. It breaks because it can no longer bend. The living thing yields. The dead thing resists. So the reed was not saved by being weak. There was something else. Something in the way it met the wind. A way of not fighting that has a name. And if bending is not weakness, then what is it? Because that name is the whole answer. That is the secret hidden in how the reed survived the storm. Let me show you what it is. The reed's secret is this. It does not fight the wind. It has nothing to defend, so it simply lets the storm pass through it. That is the name for what bending really is. Wu Wei, the art of not forcing. Think about that for a moment. The reed did not survive because it was small or fragile. It survived because it refused to resist. The wind came and it did not push back. It emptied itself of any need to win, and the storm found nothing to break. Water teaches the same thing. Watch a river meet a great stone in its path. It does not stop. It does not argue with the stone. It flows around it quietly and still arrives at the sea. No struggle, no noise, just movement that keeps going. And here is the strange part. Water is the softest thing there is. You can part it with your hand. Yet, over time, drop by drop, it carves the hardest rock. A single drop does nothing, but give it years and it hollows out stone. The soft outlasts the hard, not by force, by patience and by yielding. Now picture two cups on a wooden table. One is full to the brim with tea, the other sits empty. The proud bamboo was like the full cup. It was so full of its own strength that there was no room left to give. When the wind pushed, it had nowhere to bend, so it cracked. The reed was like the empty cup. It held nothing, defended nothing, so the wind had nothing to catch. It moved freely, and it stayed whole. Maybe one of these images is sitting with you right now. So let me ask you something. Tell me in the comments, which image touches you most today? The breaking bamboo or the bending reed? I read them and it means a lot to know which one finds you. And if these thoughts do you good, stay with us here. That way, more people can find a little peace. Now, let me answer the question we open with. If bending is not weakness, then what is it? Here is the honest answer. Bending is not surrender. It is not giving up your ground or losing yourself. It is choosing to stay whole. When you bow your head to the storm, you are not defeated. You are simply making sure you are still standing when it passes. You bow so you do not break. Feel how that lifts something off your chest. All this time, you may have believed that strength meant holding rigid, gritting your teeth, never giving an inch. But the reed knows better. Softness is not the absence of strength, it is a deeper kind of strength, one that endures. And this changes something, because a storm is not only wind in a grove, sometimes the storm is a hard day pressing against your own life, a loss, a worry that will not leave, a pressure that keeps building. So, when the next storm is not wind in a grove, but a hard day pressing against your own life, you stand at a fork, stiffen like the proud bamboo, or soften like the reed. And one of these two choices decides whether you shatter or whether you rise again. And here is what each one costs. Stiffen like the proud bamboo, and you may hold for a while. You look strong, you feel strong. But the wind does not stop, and something inside you is being pushed past what it can take. When it breaks all at once, with a crack like thunder in the dark. Or you soften, you let the pressure move through you instead of standing against it. You bend low, all the way down if you must, and you let the storm pass over your head. And when the wind is finally spent, you rise again. Still whole, still green. That is the whole teaching in one quiet choice. Now, I know how this can sound. Soften, yield, let it pass. It can sound like giving up, like lying down and letting life win. But listen closely, because this is the heart of it. Acceptance is not giving up. It is making peace with what is, so it cannot crush you. Think about that. The reed does not agree that the storm is good, it simply stops fighting a thing it cannot win. It saves its strength for staying rooted, not for standing rigid. And that small shift is everything. You are not surrendering your life, you are choosing to stay whole inside it. This is the old secret that Lao Tzu saw in the grove. The softest things outlast the hardest, not by winning, not by being bigger or louder or harder, but by yielding and enduring and still being there when the fight is over. Water wears down stone this way. The reed survives the storm this way, quietly, patiently, without ever once trying to conquer anything. So picture the morning now. The storm has passed, the sky over the grove is soft and pale, and the first light comes down through the thinning mist. On the ground lies the great bamboo, thick and proud, split down its length. It held, and holding is what broke it. And beside it, low to the wet earth, one thin reed. Still standing, still green, dressed head to foot in dew that catches the new sun. That is why the strong breaks and the soft survives. Not a riddle anymore, just a reed in the morning light, quietly alive. And maybe you feel a little of that morning in yourself right now. So let me ask one small thing of you. Take one slow breath with me now. In and out. Feel your shoulders drop just a little. That softening you feel right there, that is the whole practice. You already know how to bend. You just forget on the hard days. So when the next storm comes, and it will, remember this. You do not have to be the strongest thing in the forest. You do not have to hold the whole weight of it alone, rigid and proud against the wind. You only have to bend, stay rooted, and be there, still standing, to see the morning. That is enough, that has always been enough. This is an old teaching, not a rule. Take what serves you and leave the rest. If it does not fit your life today, set it down gently and walk on. But if some part of it reached you, carry it quietly into your week. Move through your days a little softer, a little more at ease. And the next time life pushes hard against you, let it pass through you like wind through a reed. Bend low, stay green, and rise again with the light.